1 in Denver. First ever playoff game at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. The Wall, all fired up. Let's go. First quarter, Clippers down 1. James Harden getting there. Clippers go up 1. Next Clippers possession, Harden. Size it up and take the 3 this time. He was 3 of 8 from out there. Clippers with a 4-point lead. Final seconds of the first. Harden behind the back to Nick Batum, and Batum goes to dynamite. Clippers 9 made threes in the first quarter, most in the playoff quarter in franchise history. Clippers by 7 after 1. Second quarter, Clippers extending the lead. They're up 11 now. Derrick Jones Jr., he had 10. The Clippers bench outscored Denver's bench 31-6. Later in the second, Kawhi Leonard, so strong with the ball, knocks that down. 18-point Clipper lead. Under 2 minutes left in the half. Clippers up 17. Harden put him on the line, too. Harden had 20 points in the first half. Didn't score in the second half, but he had 9 assists and 6 rebounds in the ballgame as well. Clippers by 18 at the break. Third quarter, Norman Powell getting in on the action. 12 of his 20 in the second half. Clippers up 21. Later in the third, Leonard 3 for 6 from 3. The Clippers 18 of 39 from 3 as a team. Clippers up 20 after 3. And it just wasn't Denver's night as the Clippers took it to him. Leonard putting the moves on Jamal Murray. 21 points, 11 boards for Leonard. Nikola Jokic with a triple-double, 23, 13, and 13, but not nearly enough. Clippers win it 117-83, and LA up 2-1 in the series now.
I thought our physicality wasn't good enough. I didn't think on either end. I thought they screened us all over the floor. On the offensive end, and then on the defensive end, they got into us. They pushed us off our spots, and we didn't respond well to it. So we have to understand on Saturday, it's going to be just as physical. Meet the game. You know, don't show up and think the game's going to be some kind of flow thing. It's not. We're both trying to win 4 games in the series, so we got what we deserved. We'll reassess tonight, watch the film, get back together, clean the slate, and come back and try to win Saturday.
Adelman replaced Michael Malone just for the playoffs. Remember that. James Harden, 20 in the first half. Quiet second half for him, but by then, Clippers had got their work done. Here's Harden after the game.
It was a good start. It was a good game 1.
From the fan
game 1 and into it.
Yeah, from the fan aspect, though, just what was that?
It was cracking. It was loud. It was just how we expected it to be. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the reasons why we jumped out to a huge lead. You know what I mean? They got behind us and we just rode that wave.
I feel like you kind of made it a point of emphasis to be aggressive early. Was that something you were thinking about coming into this game that you felt this team needed?
That's always. You know, me being aggressive is not just scoring. It's, you know, facilitating. It's doing other things. So, you know, I got some shots to fall early, and that kind of just, you know, got the guys rallied up, and, you know, everybody made shots. You know, we had opportunities, especially in the first 2 games, and shots that we didn't make, you know, which this league is a make or miss league, you know what I mean? So we knew other guys, you know, that hadn't, you know, made shots in the first 2 games were going to make shots, and, you know, they did that tonight.
James, you guys finished the first quarter on a 10-0 run, and it seems like from then on out, you guys imposed you guys' will defensively.
Yep.
Never really looked back. Why are you guys so locked in defensively? I know game 1 you guys fell short, but it seems like since then you guys have been locked in. You guys haven't really had any letdowns.
We've been that way all year long.
Yeah.
Like, that's our calling. Like, that, if we wouldn't even be in the postseason if it wasn't for our defense. So we know, like, going into games, like, no matter what happens offensively, you know, we gotta be on point defensively. That's what keeps us in the game. You know, so we've been like that all year, and, you know, as much as perfect as we want to be, like we aren't. You know what I mean? So we make mistakes, we cover for each other, and we just continue to, you know, be resilient and keep fighting defensively. And, you know, the first game, you know, we 20 turnovers on the road. You can't win. You know, it's very, very difficult to win, and we still gave ourselves a chance. Tonight, how many we had? 10. Like, that's the game right there. Game 2, we had 10 as well. So you do that, and you rebound the basketball, you make shots, you give yourself a chance to win.
James, too, right? I'm curious to know, like, what the conversation at halftime was. Like, you guys had a lead, and you know that, you know, you play well to start that second half, and you have control of the game. Like, what was the conversation like to just amongst each other to maintain control that y'all built and established?
There are some things that we still could have got better at. like pick and roll. Jokic is up. He, you know, he's doing a good job of being up. And, you know, the first half, Zoo had like 3 or 4 opportunities where he got the ball into the basket and he missed a layup. I think he got fouled one time, and I forgot what happened the other 2 times. But, like, Zoo, go dunk the ball. Like, finish those plays. You know what I mean? So there's things like that offensively that we can get better at. And there's some things that we adjusted to defensively that we saw that they were doing that we felt we can get better at. And so it's just, you know, it's constant. Like, there's no let-ups. There's always communication, and there's always, you know, room for improvement for us.
Was good, and also Gate.
Nikola Jokic, a triple-double, 23, 13, and 13 once again, but the Nuggets get thumped by 34. That was the worst loss in NBA playoff history when a player has a triple-double. It also happened in Game 2 of this series, so Jokic also becomes the first player in playoff history to lose consecutive games with 20-point triple-doubles. Warriors get back to their series with the Rockets Friday in San Francisco, and Golden State might not have Jimmy Butler when they do. Shams Charania reports that Butler is in jeopardy of missing Game 3. Took that big fall after he was undercut by Houston's Amen Thompson in Game 2. An MRI revealed no structural damage, but Butler has a deep contusion in his glutes.
Nelson, the first round of the NFL draft is complete. We're going to hang out with Redick and Booger McFarland a little bit later, but also stay in the first rounds of both the Stanley Cup playoffs and the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, let's start with the NBA in Memphis. Grizzlies hoping a change of scenery would produce some different results from the first 2 games. Oklahoma City won those games by 51 and 19 points. But that was in OKC. Grizzlies hoping to grit and grind their way back into the series at home on Thursday night. Grizzlies looking to avoid at least since 97-98. OKC up 3 games. All right, Mark Daigneault and his squad will be looking for the sweep on Saturday in Memphis. Here's the Oklahoma City coach after Game 3.
We kind of reconnected to who we are. We were very out of character in the first half, and some of that had to do with how well Memphis played and the way they landed the first punch and multiple punches after that. So credit to them. But I just thought our response in a game that doesn't feel attainable in certain parts of it, our response was great.
Chet and J-Dub still just in their 3rd NBA season. For them to be as efficient and, you know, use the term efficient and impactful, both those guys were those things tonight. What did you see from them as they're still even accruing these experiences?
Yeah, Dub, you know, got it going early and had it going in the first 2 games. Chet, I give a lot of credit to because I think he had 1 point at halftime. You know, he had a very, very quiet, subdued first half, and then the mental toughness to stay in it and deliver the way that he did early in the second half, and then, you know, through that 3rd quarter and into the 4th, he had that huge 3 late, was really impressive. So, and he did a really good job defensively as well, and on the glass with Edey.
Just alone, but points.